Most people think self-sabotage is just another word for being lazy. Or maybe that you lack discipline, that there's something fundamentally wrong with you. But what if I told you that self-sabotage isn't a flaw? What if it's actually your brain's clumsy, outdated way of trying to protect you? Have you ever wondered why we do this? Why do we destroy the very opportunities we've been waiting for our entire lives? Why do we give up, right at the finish line, just as things are starting to work? This isn't just you. This is the psychology of self-sabotage. It's a loop. A silent, repeating psychological pattern that runs in the background of your life. But here's the good news. Once you finally understand this loop, you can stop fighting yourself. You can start working with your mind, instead of constantly feeling like you're at war with it. So what does self-sabotage actually look like? Well, it happens anytime your actions directly contradict your conscious goals. You tell yourself you want to change, that you want a better life, but then you find yourself procrastinating on the exact steps you need to take. You say you want deep, meaningful connections with people, but you withdraw and push them away when they get too close. You dream of success, but you hesitate just long enough for that perfect opportunity to disappear. I need you to understand this. This is not random, and it is definitely not a sign of weakness. Your brain has a very different set of priorities than you might think. Its number one job isn't to make you happy. Its number one job is to keep you safe. And to your nervous system, a familiar pain often feels much safer than an unfamiliar, uncertain future. Think about it. Early in your life, your brain learned some very important lessons. It learned that disappointment hurts. It learned that rejection is painful. It learned that failure can be devastating. So, to protect you from experiencing that pain again, it created a strategy. A simple but powerful rule: if we don't fully try, then we can't fully fail. And just like that, self-sabotage becomes your shield. Procrastination isn't just laziness, it's a way to delay the risk of failure. Perfectionism isn't about high standards. It's a way to delay being exposed to criticism. Overthinking isn't about being thoughtful. It's a way to delay making a commitment you might regret. Your brain isn't trying to ruin your life. It's just desperately trying to protect you from emotional pain, using the only tools it knows. Now, here's the paradox, and this is where it gets really interesting. Self-sabotage almost always gets worse right before a major breakthrough. Just when you're about to succeed, the urge to quit becomes overwhelming. Why? Because success, from your brain's perspective, creates a whole new set of threats. Suddenly, there are higher expectations from others. There's more visibility, more pressure, more responsibility. And perhaps the biggest fear of all, the fear of losing everything you've just gained. Your sense of who you are, your identity, starts to feel unstable and threatened. So, your mind does what it's programmed to do. It pulls you back. It drags you back to what feels familiar and predictable, even if that familiar place is one of suffering and unhappiness. This is the real reason people quit when things finally start working. The self-sabotage loop is a predictable cycle. It looks like this: hope, action, fear, avoidance, guilt, and then reset. It starts with a spark of hope. You promise yourself, this time will be different. You get inspired, and you take a small, brave step forward. But then, as you move into unfamiliar territory, fear appears. It can be subtle, a quiet anxiety, or it can be a tidal wave of panic. And that fear triggers the next step: avoidance. You pull back, you make an excuse, you distract yourself. And right on cue, guilt follows. You blame yourself, reinforcing that old, toxic belief that there's just something wrong with you. And that guilt sets the stage for the loop to restart all over again. But understanding this loop is the first step to exiting it. The secret isn't to fight it. You don't break the cycle of self-sabotage with brute force or willpower. You break it by reducing the sense of threat. You have to make change feel safe for your nervous system. So, instead of asking yourself, "Why am I so broken? Why do I always do this?" try asking a different question. Ask, what part of this feels unsafe to me right now? Real, lasting progress must feel emotionally survivable. This means taking smaller steps than you think you need to. It means lowering the stakes so that one single outcome doesn't feel like a life or death situation. It means putting less pressure on your identity to change overnight. The principle is simple: safety first, then growth second. You have to soothe the protector in your brain before you can move forward. You are not broken. You are protected. Sometimes, you are just protected a little too well. Self-sabotage isn't your enemy. It's a signal. It's your brain's way of telling you that a part of you feels terrified. And once you learn to stop and listen to that signal with compassion instead of judgment, the loop slowly, but surely, begins to lose its power over you. If this resonated with you, consider subscribing. Here, we don't fight the mind. We learn to understand it. Thanks for watching.